Hello, folks. Welcome back. So now that we've kind of had a chance to settle everything down and get a handle on this whole social distancing thing, I think it's about time we pick back up where we left off. Before we do, I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page about expectations and whatnot for this course. So, just a couple of talking points, and this will be a quick video just to kind of tell you guys what going forward is going to look like. And then I'll release a couple more videos before Monday or before Tuesday in order for you guys to take a look at those. I'll release them, and I'll also post some worksheets or an assignment on Teams as well. And I'll also post the day and time of the live Q&A. I think for pre-calc it was Thursday at 7, and IB Math it was Wednesday at 7, but I could be mistaken. I'll just look at the teams and respond to the poll. So a couple of talking points here. So going forward, participation is optional, but I would highly recommend it. The reason being, if you plan on taking a grade 12 math course next year, then you're going to want to make sure that you have the content going into that course. The expectations next year are going to be that we're still going to teach the outcomes that we would have always taught. And if you're not keeping up with your content from this year, it's going to be just that much more difficult to catch up next year. So no one's going to stand over your shoulder and say, you have to do this, you have to do this. There isn't going to be a mark associated with the course, and I'll talk about that in a second. That can be the external kind of driving factor there. It's on you guys to realize that participating and doing some work and making sure that you're not falling too far behind is good for you. Secondly, EN versus CR. So as I just said, there's no number mark for this course. There's not going to be a report card. This is different. This is kind of a weird time for everyone involved right now. So what you're going to see is if you, on your transcript at the end of this year, you're either going to have one of two symbols or letter combinations on your transcript for this course. It's either going to be an EN or it's going to be a CR. EN stands for enrolled, and CR stands for credit. Both of these letter combinations mean that you got credit for the course. EN is just that. It's just the blank. Here is your credit. Move on to the next course. CR, on the other hand, means that you participated. So I, as the teacher, saw evidence that you understand the curricular outcomes. I can say, yep, this person knows what they're doing. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have a number value to it, but this just says, yep, they know what they're doing, and they would be good to move on. Whereas this one, the EN, is just that. It just says, yeah, you were enrolled in the course, and great. Now, some of you, I know I teach some students that are in grade 12 this year and are probably wondering, well, what do I care? Like, I'm going on next year, I won't need this. But if you think about it, if you're going into a post-secondary and they're looking at your marks and they're looking at scholarships or they're looking at admissions and things like that, if they see an EN or a CR, right, that's going to tell them something. That's going to say, all right, well, EN, they obviously didn't care enough to continue with the course. They just took their mark and went on. Whereas a CR is going to say, okay, this person, they tried, they learned something, they obviously took something away from the course. So just be aware that there is an expectation that you guys are attempting. Again, it's not mandatory. No one's going to say, yep, you failed because you didn't participate, but it is an expectation. All right, and finally, content. So the content going forward, what I've decided is that I'm not going to do interleaving anymore. When I start a topic, I'm going to finish a topic. I think it's probably better in this kind of format because the topics will be organized a little bit more chronologically that way, right? So when we get started on the next topic for the course, we'll just go right to the end. and then we'll come back and we'll probably end up finishing one of the topics from previous units, but then finish it right to the end and kind of keep going that way. And I'm going to prioritize them because obviously we're not going to get through as much material that we would have if none of this had happened, right? Last year, we would have had, if this weren't happening right now, right, we would have had the entire semester. We've just had a couple of weeks where we kind of were in this weird limbo zone where we didn't get much done. But not only that, like, we can go a little faster when we're talking face-to-face because I can deal with questions and things like that. So we're going to be going a little bit slower. So with that in mind, I'm going to try to organize the content from what you definitely need going forward is going to be the first thing we're going to do. And then I'm just going to slowly kind of work my way towards the stuff that, yes, it's important, and yes, you should know it, but it's not going to directly tie into what you will do next year. Okay? So kind of my last point is I just hope everyone's kind of staying sane, keeping active, doing some things to kind of make sure that you don't fall into a slump, staying on a routine, and I hope everyone's okay. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, if you just feel like, you know what, I just could talk to somebody, feel free to reach out, write me an email. On Microsoft Teams, we can kind of have a face-to-face private call if you need to talk. Just make sure that you're reaching out if you need anything, okay? So I will see you guys in the next video. And for my classes, I'll make sure to see you guys during the live Q&A if you have any questions or if you just want to come and talk. All right, see you then.